So I started reading the manga Foul Detective Satori, and in honor of that, I'm using a Satori Live 2D model. I actually copied the perimeters of my very well-rigged model, so it doesn't look like a stilted mess. But yes, let us talk about my problems with that manga, okay? So here's one of my problems. It's a bait and switch. It opens up, and it looks like it's going to be a Mystery of the Week manga, where you have a culprit, you find the culprit. It's like Detective Conan. It's like, oh, he did it, and then that is handled, and you go on to the next case. But no, it turns out there's this mysterious vengeful spirit who is specifically not Mima, because Zune wanted to troll his fans, apparently, and basically, she's the one possessing everyone because she wants revenge on Reimu for some vague reason that's not elaborated upon. So, not only does it lure you in with false pretenses, because that's one way to screw over your audience, but Satori herself, who is the title character, barely gets a role. Like, she's there sometimes, and she shows up with Oren and Rin in her stead, and she's like, yo, I can detect if you're lying, and she was like good for the first arc, but then she just had less and less appearances, and she's there sometimes, but usually she's just the butt of the joke and barely gets the respect she deserves, despite being the fucking title character. I mean, you might as well call this manga Reimu, because that's who it's about. The villain is after Reimu. The villain is the Thefroth to Reimu's cloud, and Reimu basically takes front and center for the most part, while Satori is an absolute joke half the time. And I'm like, come on, you named the manga after Satori. It should have been a Detective Conan-like manga. I would read the shit out of that, because then we get to see multiple characters that we haven't seen in a while maybe partake in like stupid crimes. It could be like a prelude to Ace Attorney Aya Shimamaru, and Satori's the one bringing those people in so they can be accused. So that kind of stuff. And it disappoints me. It had so much potential, and it says it's like darker and edgier bullshit. And I know some people like it, that's fine. I know some people like the villain, but I personally don't. I read it, I gave up halfway through because I'm like, what is this absolute abomination that I'm reading? I can't actually comprehend it. Like, okay, for example, hold on, let me show you something. All right, so when you start the manga, it has a different artist. The artist had to step down because of illness, but this was the initial art right here. This is very shoujo in style. I'm not a fan of it, but it was definitely, you know, it was definitely appealing, right? It was definitely appealing, and it was certainly interesting, unique for a Touhou manga for sure. And while I wasn't a fan, I didn't mind it. But then the manga went on hiatus because the artist got ill, which I'm not holding that against them at all. Real life happens, and then they were replaced with a new artist. Here's what the new artist's art looks like. And, okay, hold on. Let me just bring it up. Here you go. This is the new art after the hiatus. Do I hate it? No, I actually like it more than the original. But the fact is, this was brought in, and it's just such a jarring change. Like, if it was its own manga from the start, it would have been perfect. I love this art style. But the fact that they just brought in a different artist with an entirely different art style and threw it in, okay, for example, it's like let's say you have One Piece, right? And then Oda's like, you know what, I need to go on break for like 3 years. Can someone else draw One Piece for me? I know this will never happen, but let's say it did. And they're like, okay, who are we going to have to replace Oda? Maybe someone with a similar style, like the artist Mishima of Fairy Tail, or the person who did Shaman King. No. Let's bring in the guy who friggin' did, like, I don't know, what's jarring enough? Let's say, let's say we bring in the guy who did, like, Ouran High School Host Club. I don't know if that's the guy, it might have been a girl, but bringing them in, and everything's suddenly bishy, and it's just a total jarring change. You're like, what the hell is going on, right? And that's what I feel here. I feel like it was a bad move. Like, if you're gonna switch artists, you should have gotten someone who had at least a similar vibe to it, a similar shoujo-esque aesthetic, so it wouldn't be so goddamn jarring. Here, let me put them side by side so you can see just how crazy they are. All right. Well, that's me. I don't want to move me. Whoopsie doodle. All right, let's grab that. I'm doing this all on OBS, sue me. All right, so you can see them side by side. Let me just cover myself up here because I'm clearly not as important. But yeah, you can see them side by side here, and it's like, what? what is going on? That is a jarring change, and it's like one chapter after the other. It's like you click the next chapter and boom, that's what it looks like. And it's like, what the hell? This is a different manga, and it's just, I don't know. And am I gonna keep reading it? I don't know, probably not. But these are my thoughts on Foul Detective Satori. And if you think I should keep reading, feel free to leave your arguments down in the comments below. I love engaging with you guys. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. That's all I got. Till next time.